Hi everyone and welcome to Jeanette Hall's Stamp Club workshop. We're doing this via video as you know we can't all be together, so look forward to seeing you all when we can get together. I'll send you all an email with all the photos of these cards, and all this set is done with the Ornate Garden Bundle, which is currently available now. It's also going to be in the annual catalogue in June. So the card that I've sent you the pattern for is this one here, the Ornate Garden gift card holder. And one of my team members, Sandy, sent me a beautiful card, and it was this exact format as far as opening, a Z fold card. So I just changed the measurements of it to fit into a square envelope. So all you need to do is cut a piece of cardstock 10 inches long by 5 inches down, and then you're going to score it at 2.5 and 5 inches, and that forms the Z fold card. So you can write on this section here, and you can also put a gift card or money, and that just closes up and makes a nicely presented card. These with the Ornate Garden Bundle, there's stamps and dies and papers and ribbons and an embossing folder. I decided just to go for the paper, which is a 12 by 12 format. Beautiful colours with gold accents in it. There is a new colour in this colour range which will be in the new catalogue, and it's called Bumblebee, which is this dark colour on the flower. And the dies that I bought to match that are called the Ornate Border dies. So this is what the dies look like, and when they're die cut, this is what they look like. So I've made a lot of cards using these border dies. These ones up here have got there's a border die there, there and there, and there's also this lovely lace edge border here, which is this one. And the beauty of these dies here is when you die cut them out, you get these little bits of foliage that drop out. And there's also a set of 3 leaves in the dies, and you can also cut little flower edges off these. And what I've done with some offcuts from this die set is on these 3 cards, I've just used the bits and pieces to make a little wreath and add some embellishments on these 2 cards, just with all the offcuts. So that's something really easy to do with the little bits that are left over on them. And that colour is Soft Sea Foam and Whisper White. The other cards are all done with, some are done with the paper up here, and I've also used the Daisy Lane set and punch to do these 3 items here. These intricate dies here are also in the bundle, and they're called Ornate Layer dies, and they're very intricate dies, absolutely beautiful, nice and easy to use. So that's them cut out in cardstock. So that actually makes a nice focal point for a card. Some of these be beautiful on wedding cards and anniversary cards, and I've done a few with that. And here's one here, it's on a card with the Daisy Lane punch, and then this is a smaller version of that one, and then this you could have as a gift tag or like a tag on a present. It'd be nice put onto a box or a chocolate block cover. So really pretty dies. When you're running these dies through the machine, all of these ones, it's best to run them through on an angle rather than straight up and down and across. Run them through on an angle. They seem to cut better. And what I would also like to show you is on these intricate dies, but I'm going to do this in another workshop because it'll take a little bit of time. See this die here? I've actually run it through on a card, but there's a way of doing it. This is this die here, but this is actually a die, but I'm going to send you another video later, probably tomorrow or the next day, how you can use all your dies as embossing dies, where they don't actually cut, but the design cuts into the card. Really easy, but I'll do that as a separate video. So these 2 catalogues here, they're going to be finishing up at the end of May, and in June there will be a new catalogue coming. So at the moment there's a lot of specials on. There's a clearance rack special, and there's also all the items that aren't going to be in the new catalogue, that aren't carrying over. They're also on a list on my website as well. Because this is just a normal Stamp Club workshop, there'll still be the lucky raffle door prize. So anyone that is placing an order either online or through me will go in the draw for the lucky door prize. If you're putting an order in online, there is a hostess code to quote with it. So I'm going to show you a little technique now using the embossing folder. This is the embossing folder that comes separately with the Ornate Garden set, and it's called an Ornate Floral 3D embossing folder. So when you run cardstock through it, it's a beautifully intricate design like this, lots of lovely little flowers. When you get a piece of designer series paper, I've just cut a piece of this designer series paper, and I've already run it through the machine, so it's got the design on it. And what you do is you just use a square nail file, or if you've got a sanding block, same sort of thing. You're just going to use the rough edge, and you're going to swipe across the design, and what that is doing is taking off the top layer that's raised up and making it go white. So you can do this with designer series paper. You couldn't do it with your cardstock because it's coloured all the way through. But if you wanted to get that white look on it, you just use a white ink pad and you just go over it lightly with your white ink pad. Now, if you're all looking for something to do over this isolation period, what I've been busy doing is getting all my little offcuts of cardstock and all my small dies like leaves and flowers, and just running them all through the machine and putting them in little drawers like this. This is just from Bunning. So whenever I want to do a card, I've got lots of flowers to use, and I just use a glue dot to pop it on the front there, like that. So good idea if you've got some spare time, and it's a good way of using your scraps up. So I hope you've enjoyed the video, and in a couple of days' time I will send another one that's just a technique class on how to convert your dies to embossing dies, and a little bit more on better ways of using your embossing folders. Stay safe and look forward to seeing you all. Bye.